and so I have to pound. You look at a gym and you piss your pants and fade.
Because women are inherently seen as taking up more space than men. I love how immediately we've teamed up against this guy.
He's gaslighting. He's gatekeeping. He is not girl bossing.
And good night. Goodbye, everybody.
And myself to invisible now. Boom, there we go. Good evening to all our lovely viewers. We are back again for some more 999.
Good evening, good morning, and hello.
Hi, Invocative. I'm sure I said that wrong. I know what that word means. I just completely fumbled the pronunciation.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
good,
say that's
good.
Runa. Hi, Runa.
We will be
Runa's
sure
here to
to
watch me play 999
torment
for
Mac
the
as much
first
as we
time.
can. Because both Jacqueline and I know what is happening here.
I know nothing.
Hey, no, you know, like, about 6 hours of a game now.
That's true. I do know about 6 hours of game. I don't know any further than
Actually, that's a
that.
great place to start. Mac, why don't you tell us what is currently happening?
Last time on the nonnery game, we fucked up a couple times. Snake has disappeared, which meant that we would have to sacrifice to someone in order to go through a door, to which Ace was like, fuck it, and shot himself with some anesthesia and was like, I'm gonna take a nap, have fun.
Yep.
So we are now, I have to turn the music down on the Discord side though. I have to turn the game down. Because I can't hear myself think. Haha. And so we have now gone through, shit. Which door did we go through?
We went through door number 8 with Clover and
I know
Lotus.
that we through with Clover and Lotus. I could not remember which door it was.
So yeah,
we went through door number 8.
so we're just hanging in the lab with the girlies.
Yep, and Clover is trapped on one side of a door, and we are on the other side, and now we have to get through the door.
Yes, and we did do door number 5 first, so we went with Snake and 7 that time. Alright. So,
I am also sure that Snake just went to the bathroom and will catch up with us later.
yeah, I think that is 100%. The fact that he's been in there for like over an hour is a little bit concerning, but you know.
It's a little bit concerning. Like, dude, are you good?
We've all been there. We've had days.
Oh yeah.
That's
for
true.
sure.
I've been watching through Fargo, the TV series, for the last like month, and I finally caught up to season 5 now. And I can just relate to, like, yeah, sometimes you're just having a really rough day. And that's all you need to say.
Yeah.
No one needs to question
Yep.
it. Alright, let's do an escape room.
Let's do it.
let's do an escape room. I'm gonna move Twitch over onto my other screen so that I can have chat. And
Oh, and also, how are we distributing voices here?
Right, so
There's
we've
the
got...
three of us.
I'm voicing Junpei.
So, Jacqueline, would you rather have Clover or Lotus?
I guess I was doing Lotus last time, so I'll continue with her.
All right, so I'll continue to do Clover and narration. Junpei, do something, please.
We're trying, okay?
Yeah, we already tried those bars. I'm pretty sure. Silver handrail.
Oh, I guess I could do those bits since that was
It's
Junpei being like
fine.
a handrail.
Most of these are like not important, you know. A window made of very thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it.
Damn.
Alright, I don't see
Good
anything
thing I
else
had
here
my
right
gun
now.
with me to test it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here has a gun, or things might have escalated much quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think anyone has a
It's
gun
one of
until
those-
we get to, Or no, wait, I think a gun does show up in this one, actually, at some point.
Maybe.
It's that meme that's like 999 normal and then 999 if blank had a gun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who would be the worst possible person to get a gun?
The worst person, I'd probably say the ninth man, because then Clover could have gotten shot or something.
Yeah, I mean, that guy is super fucking dead.
What's your thought?
I'm trying to think. I'm running down the list in my head, and I'm like, actually, I know who the worst one is.
I might say Santa, just because he would be trying to do, like, cool tricks with it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and would,
true.
like, accidentally shoot someone while trying to show off with it.
I feel like Santa is an example of like a nonary game if Santa had a gun and the book is like huge and the top of it bit of it is the nonary game ends and the rest of it is taking the gun away from
Alright, we should actually start looking around this escape room.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over there. I think someone probably used it to make the table black.
That's insane. Well, if they only use the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? What?
Yeah, sure. I know how to erase pens. Oh wait, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from permanent marker?
Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. Anybody got any hand sanitizer in here?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Actually, at my job, we write on all sorts of stuff with permanent marker and just erase it with just alcohol. Just like rubbing alcohol.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, because hand sanitizer does work with that as well, because it is slightly more distilled alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin here, guys. I think this monitors for whatever experiment they were running here. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Like resistance value and voltage. The power's off, so there's nothing on it right now. Let's plug it in then. No? No plug in? Okay. That's a rack. It's a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff off the cables. I can see wires.
Let me touch them.
That's the Clover move. I wonder what this is. This thing here looks like a voltmeter. And the control for that? Gosh, there's so many dials.
Why don't you try turning one of them?
Nope, nothing. No power here. I turned the dial a whole bunch. But yeah, none of these switches do anything.
This is probably a surprise tool that'll help us later.
I wonder what they washed here. There's weird colored stains all over the sink. Don't worry, it's all just like bright pink, you know?
God, fuck.
Alright, that's our staircase. Okay, I don't see
Plot
anything.
twist. This is the fucking backstage for Danganronpa the whole time.
God, I do I'm not gonna go into depth, but there is a Danganronpa Zero Escape crossover fanfic I really love.
Ooh, that sounds like a
Jacqueline,
good time.
hold that in your back pocket, because I do want to read that.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
maybe send that my way. I guess this drain is for water, huh? Well, there's nothing here. Alright. We can't do anything in there right now. Here's our exit door. Control for an electric door lock. Red light on display means it's locked. We can get it to turn green. Maybe we can get Clover back.
This looks like the control for some kind of electric lock. The red light is on.
Then it's gotta be locked.
There's a green light just below it. Although that one isn't lit.
I bet it'll turn on if we can unlock it, right? I know we're kind of stating the obvious here, but...
Yes, but how are we going to unlock it? There's no keyhole, no card reader, and no keyboard for putting in a password.
Clearly we just have to solve a puzzle like we've been doing the whole time.
I prefer that answer to I have no idea.
Oh, hello, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Let's see.
Let's hit some buttons.
Okay, we do
Let's
have two more
fucking
views
go.
over here. Yeah, alright. Let's hit some buttons.
This is a really old type of keyboard.
This is a keyhole.
This looks like a keyhole for the activation key.
I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room.
Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that.
Yeah, no shit, honey.
I wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. No attitude from you. The hands on the clock have stopped moving.
Does that mean time has stopped? No time to screw around! We need to figure out a way out of here.
There's a lot of stuff here.
I don't know how we could use any of these.
Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things.
What is it?
The one on top. I think it's a power cable.
Oh, okay. Power cable, huh? I'll take that.
And look, it has a plug on both ends. This will be super useful.
Hey, extension cords come in really handy. Can we pull those levers? What happens if we pull those
Yeah,
levers?
what happens if we pull these levers?
There are two levers here. Do you think they activate something?
Yes. Well, why don't you move one?
Alright, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happened.
Bummer. Okay.
Alright.
Well,
We've already fucked around there. We already got our power cable. I don't think there's anything else here.
yeah, I don't think so.
Alright. Let's see.
All right.
Computer room. The keyboard.
The keyboard.
The mouse.
The monitor.
This monitor doesn't have a power cable.
So one end needs to be connected to a monitor. The other end needs to plug in onto the desk.
Huh? Well, shoot, I can't use this.
What's wrong?
This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not gonna fit, is what I'm saying.
In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one of 2 prongs.
That's right. That's goofball shit. Hold on a second. I have
Yeah?
a bone to pick with that, okay?
Absolutely.
If you're running something like a monitor that uses, I mean, a monitor doesn't use necessarily like a lot of power, but if you're running something electric like that, you should always have a ground plug. It should be a 3 fucking prong. It should be a 3-prong plug. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that the gigantic wasn't built with your specific safety specifications in mind.
Sorry, the OSHA lover has logged on again.
These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top.
Let's look
See
inside.
if there's anything useful in here. And no, nothing. What about the left side ones? Oh,
Ethanol.
oh hey, ethanol.
Guess that's all there
I
is.
guess that's all there is.
Oh, good. We have Rachel here too to witness Max torment.
Hi, thanks to both of you for showing up for my torment.
Whole bunch of steel lockers. The 9 on the right all have little red lights on them.
9?
9?
Huh. Interesting.
Yep, locked. Surprise, surprise.
I wonder if there's anything important in there.
I'm getting
Oh.
dragged by my own girlfriend in chat.
Oh no. She's doxing you. She's doxing your private account. Alright, let's go give Clover some ethanol.
Was there anything in those boxes?
Oh, I didn't check them. Papers and stuff.
What's in the boxes? They look quite full.
Technical and stuff. I don't really get it.
Junpei is not interested.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
not really a
let's give-
STEM guy. I go to college for creative writing.
Alright, let's go
God.
give Clover this alcohol. Oh, hand it through the bars. Yeah.
Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it.
What am I gonna wipe with?
Oh, well, your clothes, of course. That's all I got. Just kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me.
Oh yeah, I have to go over here to look through the window. Alright.
Huh?
Huh? Use? Use what?
Soak it in ethanol and then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay?
Oh, fine. So I gotta soak the cloth with ethanol. We didn't establish where she got the cloth from, but it is not her clothes. Seems to be
No,
able-
no, it was on the table.
Oh, it was on the table. I missed that. She's having trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work at the stuff on the table. Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off! Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing underneath all the permanent ink. What's the deal with it? We have to click on this again to find out. I wonder what this is! It's a bunch of numbers and some kind of grid.
I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and a notebook, right? I also have a post-it note and a pencil, so I'm gonna write this down.
Okay.
Roger. Cute. I love her so much.
She's the best.
Here you go. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with numbers.
Paper
acquired.
with numbers on it acquired.
I like to imagine Junpei just saying that as he takes it. Okay. What are you doing? What are you saying?
File. Clover's note. It has 4 numbers written in 9 cells. Yeah, Clover is so cute.
3,
I have
2.
written this down.
But what could it mean?
But what could it mean?
I mean, it's the locker grid, right?
It's the locker grid.
It's the locker
Um,
grid.
9 of them are locked. Okay. Or not.
Or not.
No numpad there. Let's see. There's nothing to do on there. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm missing something obvious here. I guess we could...
You tried the levers? Okay.
Not very impressive.
Not very impressive.
Sorry,
harder.
it's doing my best.
We can't plug the
You don't
computer
We
in.
still need to find a cable.
Let's see.
I think that's the place where we're stuck, right? Is the cable?
Is there anything unusual here? I don't know. There's a bunch of cords hanging from the bottom of it. Oh, too many cords. Looks like they all go over here into the mannequin's head.
So the device and the mannequin are connected. What the hell were they doing in there? Oh man, back when this laboratory was active, that wasn't a mannequin in there, I bet. It was a real live human on that table. I wonder what... No, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, I do think we're on a pixel hunt here. Which this game was pretty good about avoiding.
Have we interacted with the mannequin itself?
There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something.
What the hell were they doing in there?
They were doing experiments on humans, obviously. Probably.
Oh man, now she looks sad. Huh? That's his only response.
Alright. Double checking everything.
Are there other angles to this
A wash
room?
basin, commonly known as a sink. Hey Clover, how are the power cables over there?
Huh? What you mean?
Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2?
I have no clue what you're talking about. Let me look.
Because she does have to kind of crouch down to get a look under there.
Cable on the monitor has it's got 2 of those little metal things. What's that mean?
That's it! Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here?
There we go. Okay, but...
But...
Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you.
Damn it, that's no good then.
Well, how about just the plug?
What?
The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? Sort of thing that makes a plug with 3 metal thingies into a thing with 2 metal thingies, you know?
Not useless! Not useless at all! How the fuck does she know what a connector is, but she doesn't know what the plug does? Okay, whatever, it's fine.
Okay, give me a fucking minute!
And back down she goes.
Snake taught me that word. Alright,
The word
unplugged.
minute?
I'll hand it over to you. Now we have to go over here to actually receive it. There you go!
Thanks!
Yahoo!
Alright,
Wahoo.
now we can plug this monitor in.
Wait,
Should we
I think
combine first?
Yeah, we have to combine.
Oh yeah, we have to combine. Combine?
Combiner.
Combine!
It's time to combine.
They're prongs. They're prongs.
I went the least efficient way over here. Alright. We've got our 2-pronged power cable in my hand. Pretty sure this will work.
I'm pretty sure this will work.
Your desk.
Alright, that ought to do it.
All right, let's turn the power on.
I thought she was coming up on the screen, and I was like, what the fuck?
You've solved
Junpei,
my first
I'm in the
puzzle.
digital world.
I don't think anything's going to happen.
Why not?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer.
You never know until you try.
Great.
Pretty optimistic.
Junpei pushed the button on front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
Ha, shows you. With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
Huh?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
It's running on its own?
It
It's
certainly looks
called
like it.
It's called a console, Junpei. Sorry. Isn't that kind of weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and the monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Well, that made sense to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
Honestly, maybe. I don't know.
He hadn't, but
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Huh?
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
It looks like we need to enter. It looks like we need to enter our password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
Lotus is just gonna fucking hack into the mainframe on your own?
Yep, on my own.
a girl who can hack? Wow.
That's okay.
Junpei's horizons get expanded with every hour that passes.
That's true. Lotus?
She pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down on it in front of that keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, her knuckles popping, and twisted her back left, then right.
All right, let's kick some ass.
This is a terrible shot of
Oh.
her. I'm so mad. Also, hi Junpei. I forgot what you looked like again.
Poor guy. He has a decently iconic look.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a decently iconic look, but we're in first person all the time.
Like,
That's true.
on the one hand, it'd be kind of like rude to offer Lotus your vest unprompted. On the other hand, I feel like she might want it.
I feel like she's just got so many back problems, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Also, like, the proportions are wrong. The proportions are just bad.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If you're gonna... Oh my god.
Would you
She's-
believe me, Mac, if I told you that this was not the character with the most out there outfit in this series?
I would believe you, but I would desperately hope that other characters have a better proportions when they're portrayed off to the side like this, because this is making
Yeah,
this is making me wince.
Oh,
This specific shot is this is not a particularly well rendered image.
Am I allowed to? No, I'm not gonna say it.
What are you gonna say?
Her chest is much lower than any normal should be.
well, you
Yeah.
know, when you get up to a certain age.
No, no.
Not like that, I know. My best explanation here would be that she had some work done and it didn't go quite right.
Was it a collarbone extension?
And for that matter, What's holding that necklace together?
I think that that is a tattoo, actually.
That's not a
more,
tattoo.
I am more inclined to excuse this necklace. It's fine.
Mhm.
It's a great.
Oh, there is a canon
Anyway.
explanation for why she's in this outfit, by the way, and we will get there, and it is not the worst thing in the world. It is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I am perfectly willing to accept a canon explanation for this outfit. I am not willing to accept canon explanation for her proportions. Let's keep going.
Yeah. This has been happening in Junpei's head the entire time.
Where
Also
are his
does
eyes
look
looking?
like-
Anyway, she was
Just
typing.
looking
Yeah,
at
where
her
are your
chest.
eyes going, Junpei? You keep your eyes on that screen, mister.
Anyway,
The click-clack
Then,
of keys
before
running together
Junpei
with
had
machine
time
gun
to
fire.
blink, she was typing at an incredible speed. The click-clack of keys running at machine gun fire. Machine gun fire.
What? What?
Yeah, you might be right, Carrick. That might be in, like, a supplementary file or something.
Didn't expect that, did you?
Yeah, actually, I don't think it's a spoiler to just say it, which is, that she was on her way to belly dancing class when she got kidnapped.
That's extremely funny.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't dress like this normally. She just goes to belly dancing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I love that. Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed
What
at the
are
moment.
you?
I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment. Her face fell.
It's misogyny. It's misogyny. I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, and Junpei realized quickly, and shut his mouth. There you go, Junpei. Eyes on the screen. There you go. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. Junpei didn't understand anything she was doing.
What are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
That's probably the right choice.
Brute what?
What?
Brute force attack is... Oh, well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version...
Without looking up, she began to explain.
A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Her fingers never stopped, or slowed, or missed a single key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd.
Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display. It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it?
What?
How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, alright? So you enter 1 plus 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No? Not really.
I think you have that right there, Bartholomew Rose. That Lotus is one of the 20 trans people who holds the internet together with string and duct tape.
Yeah, no, you're so right.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago.
What?
You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 plus 1?
The main computer, right? You said that it's connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining the monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see. The color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected, when this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
I love just the gentle sound of typing in the background.
Yes.
Oh,
But the
sorry,
truth
that's
is
me.
that just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that. Because they have no idea what the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really. It's just... I thought maybe... What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Oh, okay, so we're getting philosophical. All right, okay, I can roll with this. I can roll with this.
Okay.
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes this person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same?
Yeah.
Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else in a main body. We just don't know it. We'll never even think about it.
I'm excited to see what your thought about the true nature of this game is, Mac.
I'm not saying it on stream.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information to our brains where we experience that information as thoughts.
I like that phrasing of the mushroom theory of humans. Yeah, mushrooms are just the fruiting bodies of a fungal network, and you only see the mushroom itself. Or like, they're aspen trees, like a grove of aspen trees is actually just one tree. They're all connected underground. It's like some of the largest like living organisms in the world are just massive aspen groves. Actually, I think the largest single organism on Earth is a giant underground fungus in Oregon. It weighs like...
That's amazing.
I think I did know about this.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not because he had any retort. No, her argument just seemed a little silly. He was surprised to be hearing it from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device? Human thought actually occurs somewhere else? That's just crazy talk.
Was she being serious or was she fucking with him? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded like, altogether, too much like a bizarre cultish religion. Oh, back to our favorite shot.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all.
I'm very sorry. I'm
I
very
like
sorry for this, but memory stored in the balls.
Of course. No, I like that, apart from, like, just, like, her general style, Lotus is very much like the typical, stereotypical computer programmer. Has incredibly weird, out there beliefs, does not care to notice when other people are uncomfortable. She's a stereotype in that sense.
Yeah, she's like one of those, like, there's like a thing in like the CS industry where it's like, there are some of those like god tier programmers that like, yes, they do incredible work, but also like, they're not very good at working with coworkers, and like, you need other people also working there to actually implement stuff. So like, it's okay if you're not one of those like top 5% programmers. Other people are also necessary, but there are people like Lotus throughout the industry. One of my college roommates was one of those people.
Interesting. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged. I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute.
That last one's a bit of a pull.
Prosopag what?
He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas, and blindsight was easy enough to guess. But he'd never heard of the word prosopagnosia before.
What, you've never heard of prosopagnosia?
This bitch over here doesn't know about
No.
prosopagnosia.
My internal narration just established this.
Lotus spun in her chair to look at him, still typing. Junpei shrugged.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Oh, I just called that face blindness.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's, or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things, their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so.
Hey guys, what are you doing over there? It sounds like you're having a fun conversation. I'm stuck behind these bars.
It's not that fun, Clover. Don't worry about it.
You've seen monkeys, like, in a zoo, right?
I like monkeys!
Not you, Clover. To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same.
Yeah, this is peak Zero Escape right here.
This wimps.
Even though they've obviously got faces, it's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them.
I want to be really clear that my opinion on Lotus has done a complete 180. I love her so much.
The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually, but you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Info dumping so hard.
Yeah, there are like 6 or 7 of these conversations where we just go off on a wild tangent for a while in the middle of an escape room.
That's
Sick.
That's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia, huh? I didn't even know that kind of thing existed. It's gonna turn out that this bitch has prosopagnosia and didn't know it, and it's gonna be so fucking funny.
I mean,
This
one thing I
bitch
will
is
give
in-
this game is like all of the weird random conversations do end up like at least thematically like tying together, which I feel like in the sequels like they don't as much. It's just like, hey, you hear about this weird thing? Yeah, it's a weird thing that happened.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing that happens with sequels where it's like as something that becomes like an integral part of the game, it gets riffed on over and over and over again without having the same like without having the same recurrence.
Anyway, Junpei didn't understand everything, but he nodded and smiled.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, we
Wow,
haven't
you've
gotten.
really been typing for a long time. Have you not
I'm
finished
brute
writing
forcing the
program
password by typing every possibility manually.
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a computer, like a monitor.
yet? Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
Oh my god, I love her even more. What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
What?
This doesn't make sense anymore now that adulting has become a different verb, but she was just saying, like, the opposite of kidding, adulting.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, that makes sense.
that makes way worse sense. I was like, is Lotus trying
Lotus
to say
had
that
something
she's
of
the
a
oldest
masochistic
person in this
smile.
room?
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But it looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the enter key.
Then you finished that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did, and let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession. Then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. Screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
Zero is gonna be pissed that we skipped 80% of this escape room because Lotus just decided to spend 10 minutes writing a brute force program.
Awesome.
Lotus said, fuck this escape room, I'm gonna brute force the whole...
Lotus would have patted herself on the back if it would not have made herself look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, accepted disappeared. 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
Uh-huh.
A puzzle.
The screen changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. It looks like a puzzle.
Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See the keyboard.
Nothing.
Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, alright? I did my part.
Ugh, well,
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have completely run aground.
I shouldn't rely on other people so much.
Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank Make sure you know when you should thank people.
I deserve that,
Now-
thanks.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else. Junpei, the whole point of this thing is to rely on other people.
Alright, what were those numbers we
Square.
got from Clover?
Okay, so 1 in the bottom right.
Alright, I think we should just click in that order, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, yes, a classic.
2 in
Flip
the
every
top
square.
right. 3 at the top left. And then 4 in the middle.
Boom, easy. This is real
Oh,
gaming.
right. Sick. I solved it.
Did you hear a noise just now?
Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking.
Where
I
did it
wonder if
come
it was
from?
the door. No, oh, it was the lockers.
Look, Junpei. The lights in the lockers are green.
Then we must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. Oh shit! Keys!
This one is small and looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it.
The Earth Key!
That's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now.
Alright then, Earth Key, I'll just tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now as for the other key,
Activation
that
key.
probably goes to the little activation lock on the big machine.
No,
Dot
no
com.
way. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute? He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Huh?
Junpei, you went into door number 5 with my brother, right? Did you hear him say, anything weird?
Huh? I don't really know what's weird or normal for him.
The more I thought about it, though, the more it did make sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Stuck in the bathroom. Poor guy. Clover was quite
Poor
attached to her
guy.
brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
Oh, well, let me think.
He did the think. Tried to think of something even small that might help. However,
Sorry, Clover, I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person or something like that, but that's about it.
did he tell you about how he could
Also,
kick
that's-
Riley Hopkins' ass? Because that's
Yeah,
the thing.
Clover
That was one of
probably
his
knows
favorite
of
things
that.
to talk about. Yeah. Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but
I mean, like, I'm a visual novel character, so I guess you probably should. I don't really feel like it right now, but, like, I guess that is the game we're in.
if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, I mean, oh my god, Junpei, you cannot just ask if someone born blind.
Yeah, you can't just ask if someone was born blind, Junpei. But no, he wasn't. When he was a kid, he got into an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. No, he's gonna ask if Snake was trans.
Yeah.
I feel like that's... And his arm.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm. Accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I told you about my brother's prosthetics for no real reason. You weren't even really asking about that, but okay. Anything else? She was exhausted by talking that much.
Yeah, I'm good. Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that. Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs.
Then what is it? We're not asking her this question. This is Mac.
Alright, let's go turn a key.
Alright, let's go stick a key in a thing.
I love this funky room music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the funky room music is great.
Yeah, this game has a good soundtrack. This key.
Shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine.
Let's do it.
Alright, I am turning it on. Okay, the monitor is on now. And it's full of letters.
It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device.
Oh, that's not good.
Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Keyboard
Typing on
don't do
this keyboard
shit.
isn't doing squat. Can we go look in the room, please?
Why? What do you think's going on in there? Junpei! The thing in here's on now!
Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little?
Okay! I like to turn dials. Turn. I'm turning dials. I'm turning dials. I don't know. Nothing's working. Let's look around the room again. Let's look at
Click
the
on
guy.
everything again.
The mannequin. Nope.
That's the
Monitor.
monitor. More commonly known as a sink. Thanks.
Hey, sir.
That mannequin looks so sad. I gotta admit, I'm starting to feel kind of sorry for it.
Maybe if you increase the voltage.
Roger, will do. Go all the way to max voltage.
Max voltage? Hey, wait, Clover.
Aw,
shit.
shit.
Wait, what are...
What?
Oh god.
What? Uh-oh. Pre-rendered.
No!
Somebody just fucking died.
Oh my god. That guy's head just blew up. Oh, there's a fire alarm.
Fire detected.
Fire detected! The emergency system will be activated. What does that mean?
We're all gonna fucking die.
Hey, Clover, will you go investigate that mannequin's head on fire?
Okay, it looks kind of funny, but this is no laughing matter. Oh, I'm getting cold.
Alright, let's go see if that unlocked the door. Yeah.
Oh shit, the door's open. Alright, yes.
Junpei, look at the light.
Yes, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Thank God! Now we can save Clover.
Junpei!
Come on, kid, jump! She's safe! I just fucking umpire. Safe!
Time to close the door
Alright, time
again.
to close this door again, I think.
Clover!
Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Let's go out the other door.
Of course I'm not fucking alright! What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? You told me to investigate the mannequin's burning head instead of running for the door! I was almost dead!
Sorry, I was going as fast as I could.
You two can do this later. Right now, we need to get the hell out of here. This fire's not going to stay on that room forever.
Alright, let's
Alright,
get the
click the
fuck
other
out of
door,
here.
let's go.
You ready? Are you ready? You found it!
Yay! We did it.
Wahoo! Good work, everybody.
Nice job, team. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the lab, slamming the door shut behind them.
Thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally!
Yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily.
Whew. We're not gonna tell Snake that I almost killed his little sister, right?
Yeah, I won't tell him. I won't say anything.
I'm gonna tell him!
I'll tell him.
He inhaled gulps of clean air, and with each one he could feel his body begin to calm down.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. They headed off down the hall. They found even more locked doors.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
How about that one? The final door sat in a corner of the hallway.
The final door. Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There's no doubt the voice belonged to... Snake!
Jumpy!
Oh. Huh?
He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Jumpy saw a human figure running towards him. Scrabble, scrabble, scrabble.
3 of them. June? Santa! 7!
They stopped short in front of Jumpy and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey guys, could you come over and take a look at this? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to it, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall. A map of the ship's interior.
It says C deck. So it's the map for this floor, then.
Door 7 and... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact... Yeah, isn't this what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll always come back. In other words, otherwise we wouldn't be able to open door number 9. That's how the Nonary game works. Jumpy looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. This leads to...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh!
You've gotta be kidding me.
They all understood it.
We may as well go.
Yeah. As one, they all moved back towards the door Jumpy had only a moment ago been ready to open.
Oops. Almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it into his pocket, and followed the others. They all six stood in front of the door, arranged in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took a hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other five.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Everybody nodded. Santa threw open the door. Resident Evil doors.
Threw open the door.
Oh, these are automatic doors. Nice.
Throwing, He's like, he thought he forgot it was a push door.
I was so excited for a second thing.
No, it actually goes both ways, is the thing. They poured through the
if
doorway.
If it was Snake, that'd be really good.
Even without looking around, each of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map said they would be.
We're back. In the hospital room.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8. You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory, and then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
He looked like anyone might, after only just waking up, but it seemed his brain was still working. His hair was just an absolute mess. He managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism.
Hey, Ace, buddy, we thought you were dead.
I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head with a rueful smile. Well, we saw each other again, and we ain't dead. I say that's good enough. Seven smiled. Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Here. Seven tossed something small and metallic to Jumpy.
He did not catch it. Whoa!
Nice catch, buddy.
Jeez.
He scrambled on the floor to pick it up and found the object was a key.
I see. So this is Jupiter. This is also a call out to me thinking Saturn was Jupiter and Jupiter was Saturn.
He looked over at June, who nodded back. It had the Jupiter symbol. I'm gonna let you hold on to that, okay?
Yeah, on it. I guess I have the biggest pockets out of anyone here.
Well, I've actually got some
Well,
pretty good
I've
pockets
got something
here.
for you too, then. Here, it's the Saturn key card. We found it in the kitchen. I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Yeah, on it.
With that, she pressed it into his hand. Felt slightly less than honored. So, how many unused keys do we have now?
There's the Earth key we found in the laboratory. The Jupiter key you just gave me. And the Saturn key card from Lotus. So 3? I'll keep them safe.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right?
Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then next to the stairs. Wait! These were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be happy words. What about door 3? Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It'll just lead us back into the big hospital room. There's no point seeing what's on the other side of that door. There is a point! At least there's a point for me! There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at Seven as hard as she could, just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy.
Oh, bless her.
There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes.
A woman either.
Seven looked everywhere in the room except at Clover and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath. Yeah, you're right. Snake might be on the other side of door 3.
Santa
I need-
being like, it's a good thing I'm non-binary because I don't give a fuck.
I need y'all to know that, like, sibling relationships are my kryptonite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this is hurting me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know that sibling relationships are my right, sibling relationships are my.
Yeah, but Envy Santa is a real mood. I'm completely with Invocative there. And you.
Oh yeah.
It's I love
There is
everything
some
with
good sibling
Clover and
stuff in this
Snake.
game and in this series.
Yeah.
Yay! Good for me.
I mean, we're already in some of it, but there will be more.
Yeah.
Next person to speak was Ace.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
Me? Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. That digital route did work out. Looked like 7 was doing them too. He gave up. Damn, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
See, here's the thing for me with digital roots is that I was obsessed with biology as a youngin'. So that's all the digital roots are. Is 12-year-old numerology.
Yeah. Alright, let's get moving. So it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door number 3. Alright, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa, didn't think I'd be hearing that from a woman.
Don't let it
Wow,
go to your head.
rude.
I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it.
The 3 of you bought it.
The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
The truth comes out. 7 nodded, as if the answer made much more sense than pulled the lever on the red.
Now this conforms to my view of women. Always angling for something. Okay, we're off.
Wait, were you muttering misogyny, Ace, there?
Ace turns out he's been implanting the misogyny in everyone's head. He's the true CEO of misogyny.
He's the CEO of misogyny, absolutely, yeah.
The truth come out. Does Santa be gay?
I don't think we ever get an answer to that question, so I think we have to go with the evidence we've been presented.
Which means yes.
Yeah, exactly. I assumed that was implicit. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
Alright, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving?
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
No. There is too much. Let me sum up.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key. Yes, if we're lucky, we might find Snake.
They're at the end of the very, very long hallway.
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
Alright, Junpei, open it if you please.
I don't, please.
But despite his protestations, he did in fact unlock the door. With a nice
Sharp click.
he felt the door unlock. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it, and opened the door as quietly as he could. That's not very
Is
quiet,
someone
Junpei.
asleep on the other side?
They were back in the tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom with a massive central staircase.
Opening the door as though somebody was streaming a video game on the other side and you don't want to interrupt.
Great. Back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea? Well, what do you mean? Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here. Yeah, of course there's a reason. Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky. An insane thing to say, dude!
Junpei pulled two things out of his pockets.
The Saturn key card. And the Earth key? I'm lost.
Santa cocked his
Like
head
an
to one
inquisitive
side like an
bird!
inquisitive
Oh my
bird and
God.
looked at them. After several long moments during which it became apparent Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him.
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it. And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think. So the two keys that Jumpy has...
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck, huh?
Yes, that's right.
It's such a good little smile there. She's so happy to be right.
I love her.
Santa was also proud to see her so proud.
Alright, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say we split into two teams?
Can we stop splitting the party?
I don't want to split the party! Lotus and I will search the Earth one so you two can search Saturn, alright? Listen, I know, I get it. You haven't gotten to hang out yet, and you want to hang out, and I feel like if I pull June away from Junpei, he's gonna kick my ass.
Probably true. He's gonna try anyway. I feel like Santa wins that fight.
He does. Absolutely he does.
Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. They decided their initial search should be brief.
Fuck.
We have no idea what's on the other side of these.
Oh.
So don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
Plan decided the two teams split it
Split
up.
it up!
Somebody should get fired for that one.
Obviously,
Egregious.
yeah.
Shit, dude.
Oh.
I mean,
I just
that's-
realized
yeah.
we're-
Alive.
Just realized we're about to get to one of my favorite scenes in the game.
Oh, good. Great. I love
I'm trying to remember what this was, but I really remember a lot less of this game than I thought I did.
It's good.
I guess
There's a card reader
it's
next
one
to
of
the
those
left
things where,
elevator.
like, the ending of this game kind of reframes how you think about a lot the rest of it, you know, as every good
Sure.
mystery works. And so I'm always remember, like, oh yeah, that's how the story goes. I forget all the other paths you have to go down before you get to the actual ending, you know? The
I
actual,
forget
like,
nothing.
solution. Elevator time.
Pay very close attention to this scene because elevators are the best. Yeah, Runa, I know you told me that.
Light on the upper left corner blinked to life.
Great. It looks like it's working now.
Alright, now how do I call the elevator?
Well, there was a single button to pick from.
Well, there's one button.
Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it.
So I guess we're going down. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
The door slid shut. They heard the grinding of a motor as the elevator car moved down.
It opened. Look, Jumpy.
June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
Sweet, it opened. Let's get going.
He grinned at June and stepped towards the open door. As he was about to set foot in it, he felt a hand on his arm.
Wait.
Oh no, she's got a fear of elevators, doesn't she? What?
Well, you have to understand that she had a severe trauma as a child in an elevator. You see, she was in an elevator with her father, a well-respected...
I knew you were gonna do it!
I knew
you were
it.
gonna do it!
God. I'm not really.
Oh,
I just.
important
Oh,
lore for
gosh.
people. My dog is named Miles. And he is named Miles because we got him on almost Christmas a year ago, so his birthday's coming up. And he
Oh
is
my
named
God.
for Miles
Almost
Edgeworth.
Christmas wasn't
he's-
Christmas.
He's Miles the almost Christmas dog. Yeah, he's
That's
also Miles
amazing.
Tails Edgeworth. Like, Tails the Fox is also a very good pull there. I feel like there was one more too that we like the connect. When people who don't know visual novels ask, we always just say it's because he could run for miles, which is also true.
That's cute.
But no, he is named after Miles Edgeworth.
Amazing.
Which his personality is not the least like Miles Edgeworth, but not the most either.
Uh-huh.
I feel like to get a real Miles Edgeworth, you have to have a cat.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright.
If anyone is a dog, it's Phoenix.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Phoenix and Miles is just a dog and a cat, you know? The classic.
They sure are. All right.
Junpei was at something of a loss. What could you be possibly frightened of? It's not like elevators are scary.
I
Oh,
need
good,
a
we-
specific choice to be made here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I need you to click the one that's not grayed out.
Uh-huh.
I need you to click being locked up alone with the boy.
After a little thought, Junpei decided she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small space alone with the boy.
No. Oh no. Jacqueline, I'm trusting you on this. I'm gonna cringe and die.
It's one of my favorite scenes. I hope you understand.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, we will be all alone in here.
In a way, it was kind of cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought.
No!
Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, and they weren't going to be pressed up against one another, at least they didn't have to be. Still, it was
It's
making her nervous.
hysterical.
And the problem was there was only one bed.
Oh no, there was only one bed.
PB, I'm realizing, it wasn't clicked out. Have you not seen the scene before?
I might not have,
Oh my god, okay.
because
Oh, jeez.
when I played through this with
gonna be
CJ originally, like, we tried to, like, you know, not be flirty for the most part,
Of course. Of course.
to try to avoid some cringe, you know? And especially, like, you know, we've been burnt by stuff before. By protagonists being horny, you know?
I understand.
Alright,
Yeah, that's real fair.
Chumpy?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's not important. Come on, let's go.
again, he stepped towards the elevator, and again, he felt himself restrained.
I said wait a minute.
Why?
Aren't you afraid, Jumpy?
Afraid of what?
Well, I've never... You know...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No! Oh no!
It's your first time?
She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before? Even so, she seemed awfully alarmed.
I might... get wet.
What?
Down there. I get soaking wet.
Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else.
That's true. You don't mind?
I think we have an ad break running right now.
Oh no!
Maybe not. It's hard to tell. I don't think so. Maybe we dodged it. All right.
Getting wet.
We're not having the same conversation right now, Drew! No!
I'm very sad Wheels isn't here for this. I'm also very happy I don't have either of these voices right now.
Rachel can probably hear me losing my shit, and then I hear it again on a delay. know,
Oh, here goes the ad. Now it's off.
like it.
So I'll let you wait a minute before we continue.
The ad
But yeah,
just
CJ
started.
agrees that we did miss the scene when we played it first.
Okay.
Because we were trying to not play the mind of an 18-year-old boy, you know? We were doing our
Of
best.
course.
And Junpei, for the most part, lived up on his end, you know? We didn't make those choices, and he didn't have very many of those cringe thoughts. Now, when we get to Game 2 in Sigma,
Sigma? I don't know what you mean. Who's Sigma?
well, he's like the true Sigma male, you know?
I see. I need
Please
to like compose
never,
myself.
Oh, man,
ever make me do
Especially, oh man,
things.
I know you're a Game 3 defender, Jacqueline, but it certainly does reframe a couple of those things in Game 2, huh?
Of course. I'm so sorry for making you do this scene.
It's fine.
That's why we're doing this,
I'm
right?
glad we experienced it. I never want to experience it again.
Alright, ad's over.
Gosh, Trumpy, you're so brave.
I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, you know. What happens, right? If you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. That's what a man's supposed to do, I guess.
You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you.
That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've never done it before.
Yes. So I don't think I'll be able to last very long, and then it'll be over.
Over?
Yes. I'll go to heaven.
Okay, I think we're having two different conversations here. I think I am.
It kind of feels like you're floating in space and your mind gets all fuzzy like when you pass out.
Nope, we're definitely on the same page.
At least that's what I've heard from people who have experienced it.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Although I don't think this. Oh, okay. I'm really glad that this man.
What?
Thank God. At least he has that going for him.
Alright, yeah, I do think that there are worse places for your first time than an elevator in a death game, right? Question mark?
Yeah, there's definitely worse ones.
There's
This
also
one's pretty
better
bad.
places on this ship, though.
But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone.
I'm.
Yes, it does.
What are we doing? What is? Okay, I'm confused. What is she talking about?
Well, eventually it will. It's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it eventually.
What are you trying to do to me?
Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing.
Is that so? I think I'm lost again.
Yeah, the scene is just the cream pie scene, and It's Always Sunny, if you've seen that.
I haven't.
I haven't, but I guess I can imagine.
Yeah, where Charlie has become very certain that they are going to go into a cream pie that Mac and Des are going to go into a cream pie business and turn the bar into a bakery based on their internet searches.
I see. Okay, I understand now.
They have a conversation like this that goes on for a very long time.
This is a very well-written conversation because there is definitely still a lot of innuendo happening.
Perhaps you've been mistaken all these years.
Oh God.
had he really misunderstood those classes he'd taken back in middle school? Had he missed
So
a page in
rigid?
one of those textbooks? The thoughts terrified him, but intrigued him too. June seemed entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror.
I know most men probably have larger lungs, but even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and then the water would get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore, and you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out.
Ew, oh my god, what does she think is going to happen?
Well, remember, the bottom of the ship is flooding.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true.
Oh, buddy. Oh, no.
I'm glad that you had forgotten that too. It really puts you into Junpei's mind.
Yeah. I didn't forget that like the bottom of the ship was flooded. I just didn't think that this was going to be a problem with this elevator. Okay, all right. Nope. I'm okay.
But yeah, because we're on
Okay.
C deck, and D deck is the one that was flooded.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't last very long.
See?
She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. See, if we click the right answer...
You don't get any of that conversation.
No?
That's what Jacqueline, like I said, I trust your
Meant the
judgment.
elevator couldn't
That
go
was
any
very
higher.
good.
Thank you. I want to say, on Junpei's behalf, I think that was incredible. This could have gotten so worse in, like, the traditional, like, horny visual novel protagonist way.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Instead, he just kind of seems like, wait, what's going? Oh, I guess this is what happens. Like he's like very confused about the whole thing.
I mean, when a man and a woman get in an elevator, like...
orgasm.
Haha. Unlike some.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he even knew that existed. Good job, buddy.
Good for him, dude.
Actually, from that conversation, can we say that Junpei isn't a virgin? Because he seems to have a pretty immature
No,
view of
I think
sex,
that's
but
still,
also,
I
like...
think that's still inconclusive.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Inconclusive, yeah.
inconclusive. But I feel like that my headcanon of Junpei would have made that conclusive that he was a virgin, but that way the conversation went, I don't think it is.
It's not super conclusive. Someone at least gave him a sex talk that was like, make sure
Or you get that woman off.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's got good positive
Or-
role models in his life.
or person without a dick.
Yeah.
Let's reframe.
And now on to the
Yeah,
elevators.
we gotta remember to be
And
gender
now we go
inclusive
back
here
to the
because
elevators.
there are NBs aboard this ship, we've established. Well, at least one. There's Santa.
Just because they're young adults doesn't mean they have sexual experience. Like,
Mhm.
ugh.
He hadn't seen the elevators on the A or B decks. All this meant the elevator could only convey them to lower decks.
Have you gotten there yet, Junpei? Come to think of it, the lower floor, D-Deck is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary. Hey, wait a minute.
Why are we doing this?
This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise like it was moving, and then it opened.
Yeah, exactly. Why is there no water in it?
Junpei jerked his head towards the interior of the elevator.
It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Oh, you're right, they are.
She looked around a little embarrassed.
Well, let's test it.
That's a
Test it?
totally fair and reasonable thing to think.
Yeah.
We'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the button. Oh, there's only two. E and C. Oh. Okay, I'll push E. This has definitely been going on for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, we've been here a little while.
You have to imagine they are having their little innuendo conversation with the patter of like a My Girl Friday style conversation.
Yeah, we're in Abbott and Costello. Yeah.
It was fucking bullet time.
Yeah, it felt like it was 30 minutes, even though it was actually 5. He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut. They heard the grinding of the motor as it moved down. Fancy doors.
I think I can hear it opening on E deck.
Okay, let's hit that button
Okay,
again.
that's done. I'll just press the button again. No. It's
Still
not
dry.
a single drop of water to be seen. See?
Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest, just a little bit. June looked confused.
What does that mean? How can the E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water?
Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
Let me draw a diagram.
I see. So is that why the ship hasn't sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it from all filling with water?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped it back into his pocket.
So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright?
Yeah, did something similar happen with the actual Titanic? I don't know.
But
No. That is not what happened with the Titanic. Hi, the Titanic, the Titanic knower.
I'm happy to have an expert to consult.
Yeah, good to have an expert aboard the ship. Alright, anyway, we're taking the elevator down to the E deck. June looked
We're gonna
worried.
have an
Her eyes starting back and forth.
we're gonna have an elevator conversation, and then I will info dump about the Titanic.
I'm coming with you.
Huh?
At the last possible moment, she dashed forward, turning sideways to slip through the gap of the closing doors.
Hey, wait!
Junpei jammed his finger against the open button, but it was too late.
Oh crap, it closed.
The door had shut, and they were in an elevator together, alone, and it was headed down to E deck. He was surprised by June. They didn't even have time to think about what waited him on the E deck.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Jeez.
The elevator stopped, the door slid open. They tentatively stepped out and looked around.
It looks normal.
No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish lazily floating through the water. There was, however, a blowfish. Or something that looked like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth was a tiny, intense frown. Knock it off. It's just like I thought.
Knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't been flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
June looked around nervously then. Exhaled.
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right on top of us.
What's going to happen if the ceiling breaks?
Junpei thought for a moment.
Well, we'd probably get really wet up there.
Huh?
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can when I'm looking.
Swing and a miss there, Junpei.
Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then.
Junpei glanced around the room they'd found themselves in. The first thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there. Then maybe...
In the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening.
Well,
He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
it looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Something's written on the door at the... Wait, is that?
Let's check.
Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. Before long, they found themselves in front of a door. On it was a number written in bright red paint. 6.
I knew it.
This is a numbered door.
Indeed, there was a red, bolted to the wall right next to the door.
But we can't
we-
do anything with only the two of us.
Mm-hmm. We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Junpei and June turned and headed back to C-Deck.
Wait, what's this?
On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for Edek? I should take it with me.
Alright, you had something to say about the Titanic, yeah?
Okay, so I was literally just about to just type it in chat.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, go for it.
No. So the thing about the Titanic, what happened with the Titanic was they built the ship with a certain number of compartments in the like bottom of the ship, like down like by where the boilers would be. I think it was like 32. And the reason why they cited the ship as being unsinkable was because even if they hit an iceberg and it damaged those compartments, as long as it damaged, like, they tested, I think, up to, like, I don't know, 16 of them, and the ships would have stayed afloat. When the Titanic hit the iceberg, the iceberg tore through too many of those compartments.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the major reason why the ship is sinking, because this is information from, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. I don't know if they figured it out since then. But basically, the whole thing, but no one knew the technical, most of the passengers didn't know, like, the technical things about the Titanic. They just knew that the ship was unsinkable. So when they were like, oh, there's damage to the ship, like, you should really get on the lifeboats and leave, everyone was like, the ship's unsinkable. And then the crew made it down to, like, the bottom deck and went, oh, fuck, no, this is, bad. This is ... bad.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it's really bad. That's one of the reasons why the death toll was so high, was because the first sets of lifeboats were barely full when they left. And then by the time everyone realized, oh shit, the ship is sinking, there wasn't enough room on the lifeboats for everyone. So the lifeboats that left early were like empty, and the lifeboats that left late were full to bursting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was a disaster. We call it a disaster, but like it truly was a disaster. Anyway, that's Titanic info dump hours. And now I go back to voicing Junpei. So you guys found door 1.
They met back up with Santa and Lotus, who had explained what they'd found and also asked if Junpei knew anything about the Titanic.
And Junpei did know about the Titanic.
Turns out, yeah. While everyone else has their hyperfixation they have to, like, lay out at some point in this game, it's only fair that he gets one too.
This was my, like, don't ask me why I fell into this at age, like, 10.
Mm-hmm.
This was my, like, 10-year-old mech hyperfixation.
Absolutely.
I read
feel like,
every book at the library about the Titanic.
I feel like a lot of 10-year-olds have a thing like that.
Yeah. I just don't remember why it started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CJ says the
It's
Titanic books
interesting.
are
It's
very
really
requested
interesting.
in her elementary library.
Yeah, that's it. It is really interesting. I want
I
to
guess
really
it's
clear
one of the
reason
few
why-
instances of like mass human death that you're allowed to read about as a kid.
Yeah, the reason why I don't know where it came from is because I have. Only thing I can think of is it's the Magic Treehouse book,
Absolutely,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
or maybe the Dear America book. One or the other. But like that's the only thing I can think of.
Alright. Apparently there was a numbered door on A deck, just like on E deck, behind the Earth Key door. According to Santa and Lotus, there was a 1 on the door.
So now we've located 2 new doors: the 6 door and the 1 door.
It is interesting that E deck wasn't flooded.
Lotus was quiet for a moment, lost in thought.
Well, we don't really know if E deck is safe.
Even so, it's still very, very interesting.
You said the 6 door was there, right?
Yes.
And that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking? That would have meant some serious remodeling of the ships in...
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Yeah, I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost.
It would have been a ton, that's for sure. Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization.
Yes, it does make sense.
That thought made them all go quiet for a moment.
Everyone disliked.
June bit her lip while Lotus sighed softly to herself, and Santa cracked a stiff neck and stared off into the distance at nothing.
Yeah?
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here.
June looked up at Junpei with large, pleading eyes.
Yeah, you're right. Ace and his team might be back already.
June isn't beating the puppy allegations.
June will never beat the puppy allegations.
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1.
Huh? You guys leaving me behind?
Yeah, we sure do add up to 1.
Alright, just kidding. Alright, let's go.
Lotus's words were all the impetus they needed. Back to the large hospital room they went. The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room. Where the hell did you guys go? It was 7.
7?
Ace was right behind them, and Clover was behind Ace, although she seemed to be hanging back.
What's wrong?
It seemed as though there was something strange about them. 7 had a look of a man who had seen a ghost. Ace was just as pale, and Clover looked as though she was only moments from passing out entirely.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For a long moment, they simply stood there, looking at one another. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. He looked at 7.
What happened?
What the hell kind of question is that? 7 was trying very hard to be angry, but something had shaken him hard. His shoulders
Did
were
Clover
trembling.
almost die for a second
His
time?
voice was strained. Snake was...
Oh,
Snake
no.
is... 7 couldn't finish. He looked away, his face twisted by... Junpei wasn't sure what. Instead, Ace spoke. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and spoke.
No.
Oh, shoot.
Snake is dead.
A body has been discovered.
Fuck. As the little bear said, Snake is dead. He died, just as the ninth man did.
No.
It was as if all that air had been sucked out of the room. Junpei felt his heartbeat quicken. He realized he was having trouble breathing. He could feel cold sweat beating on his forehead and neck. June, Santa, and Lotus looked the way he felt. All three were frozen in place, their faces white.
Oh my god, that's not true, is it?
For the record, I have been sitting on that body discovered sound effect for like 3 weeks waiting for this scene.
Oh my god.
We should make sure.
Yeah, right. We should go like they didn't already. Dumbasses.
Wait, no, not that way.
What? Why not?
They stopped short and turned to look at Seven. He was pointing at the door with no number. Stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the way. You'll really need to, like, get on my level with that?
Seven is like so smart.
Yeah.
Where is he?
The shower room on the left side of the hallway.
I
Put a
don't
broom
know
in
if
there
you want
too.
to go look at this dead body.
Keep the door open.
That means we can get in without going through the. Wait, hold on a second. If you want to go back into a place that you've already been, you have to go through the numbered door again?
Well, no,
You have
because
to, like, redo the whole lock?
I think most of the doors, like, lock behind us.
Yeah.
Unless
so
we
you
jam
don't-
something
so
in
you
there.
don't- Yeah, so you can't go through it again. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Their new destination clear, Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left.
This wasn't open when we passed here before.
But now, just as Seven had said, there was a broom stuck between the door and the frame, keeping it open.
This music is so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Again, stream warning, I think we are going to see another death scene here. And I don't think the image is particularly graphic, but we'll probably have a graphic description. So, just forewarning. They looked at it for a moment, then stepped inside.
Ugh, it smells horrible.
Lotus wrinkled her nose and covered her mouth. In disgust. Yeah, a lot of bloods. Even Santa pinched his nose shut.
Yeah, this is pretty awful. I feel like I'm.
It was just as bad as they said, maybe worse. A hideous smell filled the air so thick they could almost taste it. Sour smelled of fish, feces, and burnt meat. It worked its way through Junpei's nose
Clover,
and down
I'm so
his throat
sorry.
to pound against the entrance of his stomach. Yeah, she got to see this first.
Clover, I'm so sorry, baby girl. You did not deserve this.
God, that's awful.
He put his hands over his mouth and struggled to keep what was in his stomach where it belonged.
Where is he? Where's Snake?
They didn't have to wonder where the body was.
Wow, he tried to write a Konami code on the wall. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There was blood just everywhere. A few arms with splatter reached towards them as they walked through the door. All one had to do was follow the many radial arms to their source. The body was hidden behind a divider.
June, you should stay here.
But
Please, just do me a favor, okay? Alright?
He didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder as if to shove her to the ground like a tent pole.
It's bad
Turned
enough that Clover
and
had to
walked
see
enough-
this. I don't want
walked
you to
toward the
see
end of
this
the
too.
divider.
no.
But I really like creepy gore, actually.
I'm going in.
Felt like an eternity for him to get there.
Ugh.
Lotus and Santa followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually, they reached the divider. They looked at one another and nodded slowly. Junpei put his hands on the divider and peered around the corner.
Ah.
For a moment, he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton, and time froze. He knew that, in that instant, that he would take the image with him to the grave.
Damn, I guess I was fucking wrong about Ace being the next death.
Yeah, I guess you were! What was left of the
That's
body
fine.
sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso,
Jesus.
and what remained of his intestines were spilled out like fresh spaghetti. Alright, we have reached too many analogies, or similes, and that is me talking, and I use a lot of similes.
Yeah.
Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globs of yellow fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall even as they dried to it.
Just like Ace said.
This is like some of the most best descriptive writing in the game is the thing, CJ, so like
Yeah, it's real good.
a lot of the stuff is
Yeah.
like, man, we're describing every detail here in a way that we really don't need to, so I'm going to skip over it, but here's like, ooh, I actually get to do some real good narrating here. Santa's voice was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding down some vomit of his own.
Just like the ninth man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful.
Oh, God, the bone is coming out of his left arm. It's definitely an open fracture.
His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way. His left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Damn! The momentum
face.
on that, then.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half his head had simply
Huh.
collapsed. The
Ugh.
blood coating it made it almost look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. I'm sorry.
Food
Junpei,
allergies
are you
going
hungry
to
right now?
driving
Like, I
dead
know
body.
you're also horrified. I get that. But you've used enough food allegories here that you kind of remind me of like a cartoon character looking at someone else and then seeing a giant ham, you know?
Yeah.
I guess he
he's
hasn't
like-
eaten anything in like 6 hours now.
Yeah, he's coping.
His clothes were covered in blood too. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They're familiar to Junpei.
No mistake about that. It's Snake.
Lotus's voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard it catch in her throat. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. That's a good descriptor.
What?
It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge. Sorry. I was trying to do the Higurashi cicadas, but that is also mapped to a thing that's mapped to a thing in the game. Alas. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked more like a ghost than a human being should. It was Clover.
Oh, baby girl, you did not deserve this.
No, she did not. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly on her chest. Her eyes were blank
Clover,
and
I'll be your big brother
stared
now.
across the room at nothing. Her breathing was shallow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces. Well, Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was. Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each of them in turn and then continued. It's pretty straightforward. Not hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake, but he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he ran to the shower room looking for the dead. Small chance, but it doesn't look like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator only deactivated if everyone who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door. And 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here. Junpei crossed his arms and grunted.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
Well, when we all split up to look for the part of the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yep. Means anybody could be a killer. You there, Jacqueline?
Oh, sorry, the stream lagged.
all
Wait
good.
a minute. What are you talking about?
June seemed shocked.
How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, more than one. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us is killer.
Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know.
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and a loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory. Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up and making us fight each other? Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations. Then, does that mean that the person who killed Snake? Yes, almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
Good question.
Junpei hadn't really considered that.
If Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us.
Was Zero on the ship with them?
Was Zero still on the ship with them?
No, still, yes, I guess so. What do you think, Mac?
I don't know. He could be, could not be.
Yeah, so not sure then. Yeah?
Not sure.
He wasn't sure.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Really, Junpei, I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp. Isn't it obvious?
Wait, it is?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said this ship several times when he addressed us.
I do not remember what voice I used
I
for
am
Zero.
Zero, captain of the ship. The purpose of this game is simple: keep this ship alive. As you have no but survived, this ship has begun to sink. I'm evil.
If he weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he? He'd be saying something like that ship or the ship.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
Ace's explanation made perfect sense, as everything Ace has said always has. Junpei felt a little foolish he hadn't seen it himself. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small importance.
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
Everyone went very quiet. The silence
It definitely
was
comes
cold
through in English,
and
I
clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting, moaning noise. I think probably I mean ghostly moaning noise, I would guess. Moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cool monotone. I think Zero is one of us.
Wow.
Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But whomst?
Insane shit.
Was he one of them?
Oh, Jesus. Now I have to think about what our Junpei character. Do I want... Oh shit, is my Discord lagging?
Oh, you just cut out
you're-
slightly there.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
cutting out the end of a lot of your sentences.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mhm.
Do I think Junpei sees the best in people?
What do you think this boy does?
I want him to.
Alright. You're gonna say that's crazy?
That's crazy. Isn't this ship gonna sink in a few hours? Zero was here with us. He'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would they do something like that? Yes, I'm changing pronouns for Zero, because if Zero is one of us, I misjudged.
Wait, are you saying that Zero is Santa?
Shit, let's be Santa!
Oh man, I've had to stop myself from saying that so many times. There's no
I'll
motive.
say it now, I don't give a shit!
Clover looked up at Junpei and her face fell. You don't believe me.
That's not what I said.
Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei's eyes met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she'd also, been locked in a room with the corpse, so that was not pleasant. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had made him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't even begin to imagine. In the mental state she must have been in, it was understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he'd said, Mac. Perhaps, he thought, I should apologize. But before that apology could begin...
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us.
Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly.
But you have to understand. The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time, her eyes were on Junpei. You could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Then, in that horrible silence...
Ding dong bang bong.
Ding dong, bing bong.
You
There it
heard the
is.
bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left. Then we need to move now. 7, Clover? I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
Seven and Clover remained silent. Their eyes were looking at somewhere else, very far away.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
Our next destination is Mercury. What?
Maybe you and June should check it out first, and then report back to us.
All right, let's go, June.
I must have skipped
Right.
a line there where they found... It would make sense that they found a key behind in the shower room, just like we found 2 other keys in the other 2 rooms.
Yeah, it just was like, it came out of nowhere with
Mhm.
the door number 1 and door number 6. I'm like, now hold on a second.
Here it is.
It sat bolted to the wall near the stairs that led to the casino and kitchen, between the 2 elevators.
The Mercury card reader.
We're using the card 7 gave us, right?
Yeah.
I found it when we were checking the shower room. I should have mentioned that earlier. That would have made the pacing of the scene make a little bit more sense.
I think 7 said something like that. Anyway, let's see what happens.
Junpei slid the card through the reader. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electronic noise.
I guess the elevator works now?
Jumpy, I know it's only the 2 of us, but let's do our best.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Well, I'm happy we were put together.
You know it's just for searching EDEC, right?
Even so, I'm glad I'm with you.
Yeah, we can have another fun elevator conversation.
First, we need to find out if the elevator comes up full of water.
Just like we did before.
Yeah, let's have the exact same conversation we did last time, yeah?
No!
I knew it. It's not wet at all. Or as my favorite comedian would say, bone dry. That's a reference. Junpei, do you get it? It's that one guy online.
Let's go.
Yes.
Alright, now at least both of them have made jokes that have fallen flat.
Look. Nearly all the buttons are destroyed.
Yeah, only the C and bottom buttons.
We're on C-Deck right now, so the only one we can choose is bottom.
And they were both bottoms!
No!
Junpei hit the bottom button.
Let's try it out.
Slowly it began to move downwards. Yeah, it's weird that that picture just had that button just had a picture of Junpei. So this is Junpei deck.
So this is the bottom deck.
They stepped off and saw a hallway to the right that ended somewhere 20 to 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end.
Hey, over there. There we go. I was wondering if we were going to get door number 2.
This is a numbered door.
This is the 8th one we found. 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. Doors 4 and 5. 3 more in the large hospital room. Doors 3, 7, and 8. And the door we found on E deck, and the door Lotus and Santa found on A deck. And now this one.
It was
A
a
6
6 on the door on E
deck.
deck and a 1 on the door on
Oh.
A deck. Sorry, I
those
didn't
were
realize
June's
I was
line.
We found every door but
Now
9.
door number 2. That
Do you-
means...
Do you think the next door we find?
Yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9.
Despite himself, Junpei was excited. There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well.
Finally.
Yeah.
You don't look very happy about it, though.
It's not that. I just hope nothing goes wrong.
You're right. We should keep our fingers crossed.
Let's head back.
Okay.
He did his best to put it from his mind and headed back to C deck with June.
One, two, three, four. All right, 7 pieces.
The
Wait,
pieces of paper
what?
they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Everyone had written on
Oh,
the paper
okay.
pulled from Junpei's notebook in an effort to put together a blind vote.
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right? I love that we're just like skipping over all the
We've done enough.
Very, very cinematic. Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Can't believe we're voting here.
Why had they decided to vote that way? We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea. Santa, I don't...
They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors, as we have seen on past door choices.
Hold on, sorry. I just yawned and I really want to read. Yeah, quite in the peanut gallery.
And he had a plan.
Junpei's got sass.
It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did his best to ask calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper.
All right, let's open these up. Can we vote 2 in chat? I don't see why not.
The first one
The
says,
first one says, Ace requests door 1. Understandable?
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
No, we don't have the time for that. Sorry, let's keep going.
yeah, throw your votes out in chat and which door you would want to go through. He opened the second one.
Next is Santa. He wants door 6. Yeah, that's what I wrote.
We continue to read papers. Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Wait a minute. There's no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man.
Ah,
No, there'd be no point in voting if we let people change their votes because of stuff like that.
But
Just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
Jesus
I'm not
Christ.
I'm not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes.
Barely.
So, last I checked, that's not a crime.
Well, maybe, but what about common decency?
Jesus Christ.
I guess-
Both of you stop it.
Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin.
I'm gonna kill you. They just get into a fucking tumbleweed whirlwind fight in a cartoon.
Lotus's hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. Man, she's going Super Saiyan.
Oh, not good. Let go! Let go of me! I'm killing him!
With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her.
Junpei, read the rest.
Oh, right. Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the 6th piece of paper. He opened it. June wants door 6.
Yes, I don't really have a reason, I just felt like it.
All the papers save Junpei's had been read. He did some quick calculations in his head. So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1. This was the door on A deck near the central staircase. 7 and Lotus requested door 2. This was the door on the bottom deck. Could be reached by taking the elevator. Santa and June requested door 6. This was the door on the E deck and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase down. And the door I should choose is... Alright, so let's see. So Ace and Clover makes 5. To get to digital root
Plus,
of...
Junpei would get
Would work
10,
out.
which would be 1.
7 and Lotus want 2. They're 15.
If we go with them, we get 2.
Alright, so I think this works. And Santa and June want door 6.
Make 9.
They make 9, so we couldn't go with them on our own. We could take Ace with us to make it work out.
Yeah.
Took him less than a second to run through the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke.
Okay, the last one is mine.
All right. Which door do we want here?
Oh, Christ. Good fucking question. I don't know.
Actually, let's take a moment to think about this. I need to take a quick break.
Yeah, that works.
So I'll be back in just a couple minutes while we make a decision. So if you need to take a break, do so as well.
Oh, fuck.
All right, I am returned.
Welcome back.
All right, are we ready to choose a door?
I think I am. I think I know which door I want.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I want door number 6.
All right.
Curious if you have a reason or just vibes.
So, on the one hand, I agree that Clover does need some support right now. On the other hand, we have not gotten to talk to Santa basically at all. And I want to know what this motherfucker's deal is.
All right, door
Yeah.
6 it is.
I want to go through door 6.
Junpei opened the piece of paper. It read Junpei, door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she'd said.
None of those teams will be able to go through the doors they want. Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't work either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei, and I want to go through door 6. But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Damn. What are we gonna do now?
Sorry, Junpei voice, I am causing problems.
Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Everyone brain working very hard. Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me? Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. The digital route did work. The first problem resolved, Ace spoke up.
What about me?
Isn't it obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Yeah. Clover nodded, her face still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one was ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable given the horrible situation she'd found herself, but even so...
I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
The route does work.
7, Lotus, what do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
Alright then, we're good to go.
See you later. Wait, Clover, don't move on your own.
I'll be going too then.
Yeah, be careful.
We should get going as well.
We haven't gone into a room with Ace yet, have we? We haven't hung with
No,
Ace
we
or
haven't.
Santa.
So this does work out.
Mm-hmm. The other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Were you going to say something, Jacqueline?
I think, is this an all... No, it's not all new people. Or wait, is it? Have we gone into a room
is.
with
Right, we
any-
haven't gone anywhere with Akane. We haven't gone into a room, through a door with Akane before either, yeah.
Yeah. We had that really awkward conversation with her. Other than that.
Yeah, in fact, we've gone through with entirely different people at each door. That's nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No repeats.
Turns out I'm very good at this game.
All right, back
Hell
to this
yeah.
elevator, this very awkward elevator. We're not going to say anything about it.
The most awkward elevator of all time.
It was a silent one for reasons.
Good.
This is Edek. There should be a door at the end of the hall.
Alright, let's go.
Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door number 6.
There it is. You guys ready? Yeah. Then let's get to it.
One by one, they put their palms over the red. Let's see. I should take one of these voices, huh?
May snaps.
So, right now,
Mac is on Junpei
You-
and Santa, and you're on Ace and June, right?
yeah. Do you want,
I'll take Ace.
yeah, good take Ace.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This would have been placed quite close to the door they entered through. They gathered around it quickly and did a second scan. Hmm.
Eh,
We didn't explode.
it stopped.
Yes, it stopped.
Junpei's heart was still pounding, even though it had stopped. Frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat. Ugh, I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal. You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a long vacation.
I agree. With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned lighter.
Alright, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took the bar that served as his doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. No little accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too. Huh. Could be 2 stories? Maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed at the massive building in the middle.
Kamaboko. Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them. Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit one person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around to the opposite side of the building, following up the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up. This looks to be the steam engine room.
The steam engine room?
Yes, this thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is a boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing drives a steam engine. This one is simply larger.
Much larger.
It doesn't appear to be running right now. The entire room was silent as the grave.
Alright, let's split up.
Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
What the fuck? Hey, what's wrong? Are you alright?
He dashed to her and wrapped his arms around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June!
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
You're really warm. Is your fever coming back?
Yes. Yes, it probably is. But I'm fine. Please don't worry about me. I just need to rest, and I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down. Careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if she no longer had the strength to support it and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them. Even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find out a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes,
Right.
they might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head against the wall.
Well, escape room time.
Mm-hmm.
Seek a way out.
Seek a way out.
I think I may have just lost my only voice here.
Yeah.
Would I be able to take either Santa or Ace?
Absolutely.
You can have Santa if you want him.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, I've never done Santa yet. That's fun.
Alright, steam engine room time. This is a bigger escape room. A tunnel. Goes all the way across the ship.
Wow.
Well, I'd say this is here to move coal from place to place. Probably comes from over there. The belt carries it down the tunnel and out here.
So if the conveyor belt was moving,
Yes, coal would almost certainly come out here.
Look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? That's gotta mean something.
Guess pressing it is the way to find it. Best way to find out.
if it does anything, Santa.
Nothing. It's a square hole. Nothing in here.
Look at the back wall there, though. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some kind of connector, perhaps?
You mean you think we're supposed to plug something in here?
Perhaps. Alright, we have that. Alright, let's look around a bit. Stairs stretch from the catwalk to the boiler.
Man, this thing is huge. I guess a ship this big needs something like that to power it.
True, but I doubt a single boiler of this size could actually move a ship like this at any reasonable speed. You need at least 4 of these.
Huh, I guess you know a lot about boats, huh?
Not really, it's just common sense, you know?
There are a number of these little windows along the inside of this thing.
I think you're supposed to put coal in through these, but they're welded shut. I don't think we can get these open.
Okay, that arrow moves the camera in the opposite direction you think it's going to.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is like this is the room where I get the most turned around.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I get lost in here too. Gear is rusty, but it's still pretty sturdy. A golden gear.
It doesn't look like it was always golden like this.
Well then, I imagine it was prepared especially for this game.
You mean 999? You mean the developed gold for this
Well,
game?
no, the Nonary game's
As an
developed by
indicator
Zero.
that it does something?
Looks like there's a door over there in this tunnel. The belt must deliver coal. Just picked up and thrown into this door. Welded shut, though. Alright, let's see. That's bronze.
This has to be important.
Another small door, also welded shut. Another rusty gear. And a silver gear.
And a silver one.
You think it's made of pure silver?
No way. Silver's way too soft to use for gear. So's gold!
Santa didn't ask a stupid
Ugh.
question about the gold gear, though.
Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then.
Shouldn't have got your hopes up. Were you thinking you'd haul this thing back?
Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, alright. So,
Alright, so you got 3 gears. Boxes!
I already looked through those. There's nothing there.
Alright, I guess we can go up those stairs, or we can keep... Let's look around this bottom floor all the way first.
Fucking clickable arrows. That's. Ugh.
Let's check this out first.
Look, Ace. It's some kind of snowman secret meeting.
Those are just bags full of sand. You can use them as a counterweight if you're lifting something with a pulley system.
Man, you're too serious.
I fucking love this kid. Jesus.
There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them.
What if we put some of the sandbags?
Why would we do
in the-
that?
Okay, I
What would
guess.
be the
I
reason
guess
for
not.
that? Wait, this is the same. Yeah, this is the same silver gear we were looking at.
Yeah.
Alright, then up the stairs we go. What's this?
What is this?
Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left.
There's a weird indentation on the top of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here?
Yes, I would imagine so. Thick iron door.
You think this is?
Yes, it looks like the exit.
Looks like this door slides up into the ceiling.
Alright, so there's our eventual goal. Alright, I guess we go back here. Man, those arrows do not take you where you think they're gonna go. Let's climb these stairs. Ooh, attention, we better read the sign. No, I wanted to read the sign. The slider is down. Oh man, no dice.
Damn it, nothing. This thing won't budge.
No, nothing. Won't move at all. There are a number of lines engraved in these. Suppose we are meant to do something rather specific with them.
Junpei, why don't you move that slider down?
No
Well,
harm in
there's no
trying.
harm in trying, I suppose. Hey, look at that. It moved.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Perhaps it needs to be prepared somehow.
You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it...
Okay, come back here later. I hear you, game. Alright, let's see.
Hey, Junpei, where are you going?
The only thing in there is a closed numbered door. Kind of pointless to go back.
Yeah, it sure is.
Oh, alright.
One of the doors on the furnace. The door is labeled A.
Alright, let's give that sucker a twist.
Noisy, but it
Well,
opens.
it's noisy, but it opens. We should, go in here.
It's like that tweet that's like, go in here. The dark? Go into the dark.
This looks just like the door we went into.
Where are we?
We must be on the other side, right?
Should put us directly above the conveyor belt.
At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate.
Oh, I fucking believe why this is confusing. Jesus Christ.
Boxes! In my way! Can't go through.
Oh, Lord.
That takes
Oh,
us back
Lord
over to the other
alive.
side.
No, no, no.
It's okay, we're look at that. We found the top of that pulley system from before.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Yeah, because the boxes are empty. Ah! Ah, shit.
Dumbass.
Oh, huh.
You
Okay.
broke the thing. Good job, Genius. You broke it.
I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. Children. Ace of voice and children. Damn, no good. These little shafts are too small for this big hole.
Thanks, Junpei.
Jesus Christ.
like putting a hot dog down a hole. What the fuck?
If that's the case, then
That wheel wasn't originally part of this winch.
Then that means there's another wheel somewhere. Wow, genius.
just checking, making sure we aren't.
It's
missing
not the rail
anything.
for the train, it's not a ladder.
All right, back to
I like
door
all
B.
the different things it says.
All right. We can't get to door C, right?
We can.
Oh, we can't. Okay, cool. Ooh, I wonder if that's where the wheel goes.
Uh huh. I wonder. Hand operated winch. There's no wheel to turn. Oh yeah, except I have one. Chonk. They were made for each other.
Not shaky at all. Good. I should be able to turn this now.
Good work, Junpei. Now we can haul up that wooden box. There's a wooden box hanging beneath the walkway. Looks like there's some sort
Looks like there's some sort of device in it.
I'm not sure what it is. In any case, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you.
All right, I'll turn the wheel. What?
What happened?
This wheel only turns to the left.
It only turns to the left?
That means we can't
That-
reel up that rope.
Yeah. We can only let the rope down.
Interesting. Oh, sorry.
Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. We simply need to go back downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I'm counting on you, Junpei.
Sure thing. No,
I'd like to
sweat.
tell you that I'm counting on you a lot, because this game involves a lot of counting. I think I'm very clever. I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only just recently hung below the catwalk now sat on the floor. Came to the rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her, leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body. She does not seem to be improving. Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they were all thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was true. What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust.
A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
So no. But it does seem like it's a possibility, you know?
They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him.
You know, speaking of experiments,
Here we go! Santa suddenly stopped.
there was this experiment some scientists did with rats. First, they took a square C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it. The tank has 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything. But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
There's a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, then Ace responded. B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that the exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
That's a boring-ass story, Santa. It's simply a lab experiment that was pretty boring.
I love how, I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. He's so funny.
Get his ass, Ace.
You're right, it isn't very interesting. Yet.
Question mark.
See, these scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory far from the original one with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These rats weren't related to the others and had never even come in contact with them, and yet they all easily found their way to exit A, as though they already knew. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting some bullshit like telepathy? They're passing information to one another through some undetectable medium? Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true, and if you got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
I had to tell you my cool story first. It was really important. Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Junpei wasn't quite ready to leave the topic alone.
Hold on. I'm making a funny joke in chat.
Okay.
No, don't ask me if my phone has signal. My phone... Hey, wait, there's something I want to ask you.
What?
Santa stopped and turned around.
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Santa gave a grim bark of a laugh.
You know the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge? Emerge? You ever think about that?
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it now.
Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out or appear or rise out of something else. So what's gonna emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
Oh, it's bolded, huh? Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
So in an emergency, your real potential emerges? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Santa, some of these things you're saying are
What are
real
they?
sus, my guy.
He is being perfectly normal. I don't know what you're talking about. Junpei suddenly felt very cold. The back of his head was aching and his stomach felt strange. Anyway, back to puzzles.
Moving on.
Wow, they literally just smash cut back to puzzles, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's go back downstairs, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we go back through C. then over to A, and then down the stairs.
Not that one. The other boxes.
Oh, where were the other boxes? I'm lost.
Turn back around.
Maybe we had to go down to the other... Oh, there they are. There we go. Control panel for something. Huh, I wonder where that
Oh,
could
hey,
go.
that goes into the rectangular pegs go into square hole.
Yeah, pitting that rat conversation is something that is not relevant to this game at all. It's just a weird thing that Santa wanted to talk about.
Totally not a metaphor for the plot of the game, guys. I promise. Listen, I'm back at the Warhammer of Zillyhoo. Okay.
Yeah, this could just be a fucking Warhammer of Zillyhoo, absolutely.
I more just mean, like, I just, like, they really just, like, picked up a 2x4 of metaphor and whacked me with it. Like, I'm like, yeah, alright, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
They bolded inspiration.
Dude, you did it. Everything looks alright.
Sorry, I should have said, what do we do now? I'm just kind of annoyed.
Why don't you press a door? Why don't you press a button next to it?
The orange one?
Well, yes. Push the button. Brrr. Button, turn
Sweet.
on.
All sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. Oh? What's that? What happened?
Junpei, look. The conveyor belt's moving.
What if we get on the conveyor belt?
We
That's a
should
bad
ride it,
idea.
Yeah,
Do not do
it's
that.
a great plan. We should do it. Guess it's done now. Still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off the end of the belt and into that wooden box that where we found the control panel.
Coal. Coal, huh?
We have a box full of coal. Seems to be stuck in there.
I love that we can fucking spin it around.
You gotta understand that this was an important part of the DS experience.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I just love that we can spin it around and the coal doesn't fall out.
Exactly, yeah.
Zero carefully gluing every single piece of coal to the box.
It's cool, it's shiny.
And black and coal-like. Merry fucking Christmas.
A winch, a rope, and a hook. There's nothing hanging off it anymore. Alright. Where can we chuck some coal? Oh, maybe we can use it on the other... No?
No, guess not.
Let's see. Can we chuck coal in there? No.
The third one, the silver gear? Oh no, there's no door
there's
there.
nothing.
Never mind.
That's our only item. Yeah. Try some, Junpei. Looks delicious. Delicious and nutritious snack for you. For a growing young boy.
Oh, wait. Try the box.
This one?
No, never mind.
That's what I was thinking too. Let's try going back up here. Oh, can we pull these levers now?
Still nothing.
Nope.
Poor guy just has to lug a box of coal throughout this entire huge room.
Where do I put this? Hey guys, where do I put this?
Just
I don't
keep
know what to do.
just keep holding it, Junpei.
No. Shoot, I really thought it was going to be that.
It's not a centipede?
Too ridiculous.
If you click on things enough, you get increasingly ridiculous dialogue.
Uh-huh. Oh, man.
Beautiful.
So that's not correct.
Yay, pixel hunting.
Let's just double check if we search this.
Guess there's really
Set
only
it
one
all
thing we
on
can
fire.
Uh-huh. But where do we throw it into the fire? What am I missing?
do. Oh shit. Just throw it down right on top of June.
God,
Merry
curse.
Christmas, June. You've been very bad.
You've been very naughty. I'm sick. Okay, are there only one set of wheels or are there two?
There's 3 wheels.
No,
There's
but like,
this-
are there 2 sets of them?
I think there's only... Oh, there might be. Can we go down on the other side?
Because it looked like if you flipped around a certain way, it looked like there were... Yeah, I don't know. Like, is this a different set right here? Because that...
No, I think it's
No.
the same set.
I don't think so.
Because the closest one should be silver, right? Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, here we go. How do I click on the door?
Oh, here.
There we go.
Oh.
Alright, let's chuck some coal in there.
Set it all on fire, child. Sorry, we've reached the sleepy Mac portion of the evening, so
Yeah, no, this room definitely hits the point of, fuck it. Alright, there's all the coal. Why would throwing coal into a furnace do anything? Junpei, explain it to me again? You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat up water stored up there, and make steam, which will drive something else. Am I correct?
In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine. And drive the steam engine, right?
I guess that's the gist of it.
In that case, this isn't enough coal.
This furnace is enormous. So we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this.
Very well, if the 3 of us work together, we should fill it much faster.
I want to help too.
Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that?
Yes.
Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you'd better rest some more, alright?
But
No arguing! You need your rest, so you just stay there. We'll handle this. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're a girl. I promise.
Okay. I understand. You're a good ally, Junpei.
Alright, time for some manly work.
I hate this.
A+ sound design here.
Yeah, really good sound design.
Man, this is
Man,
hard.
this is a lot of work.
All in a day's work.
Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches.
What makes you think I have matches?
I see. And how are we gonna light it?
Perhaps there's a device nearby that will allow us to remotely activate the coal.
Some sort of ignition device, huh?
Some sort of suicide squad, huh?
Fuck.
Is this, right?
Ah.
There we go.
Yeah, our lights are on.
The lights are on and someone is home. It's the coal.
Yes, this is how we ignite the furnace.
That means if we move that thing down... Hey, Junpei, Ace, look at this. There's a big gears turning under the boiler here.
Gears are spinning.
What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking.
All right, go to the gears, pick up the thing.
Gold disc.
Nice.
Copper disc.
Bronze disc.
Not copper. Silver disc. Was there nothing else to do with these?
Doesn't look like it.
Weird.
No, I think those are all, like, all of the other boilers had coal in them, so you activate them all.
Uh-huh.
And that last one, you needed to put the coal in there, and then you
Alright.
put the lever down.
Circle puzzle time.
Wrong discs.
Maybe you're, I don't know, putting them in the wrong places?
Yeah, literally.
Perhaps you may have them facing the wrong
Both.
directions.
Both is true.
Rotate those discs, make the lines line up. That's how puzzles work. Alright.
Alright, switch the discs, put the silver one on the... actually, I think if you just... Okay. Now switch the gold and the copper ones.
Like
or
that?
the gold and the bronze, sorry. Yeah. Now we
Alright.
can rotate the discs.
We should try to get this star lined up in the middle, yeah?
Yes.
Starlight, Starbright.
First star I see tonight.
I can make a
I
star
wish I may live
polygon
through
with
the
these.
night.
Boom.
Boo, yeah.
You found
found
it!
Yay! Yes! The door's open!
Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace shared his excitement. All right, Junpei. Go get June. Santa and I will keep an eye on this door and make sure the
one
fucker
of these
doesn't
people
close.
is getting crushed underneath this door.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We can just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all three of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly. So are you only interested in being contrary? Ace sighed with a long-suffering parent.
They even have the same hair.
They do.
Alright, we dashed down to go grab June. Before long, he was back on the first floor next to the conveyor belt and June.
Oh, Chumpy.
As he drew closer, she stood up, slowly.
Are you okay?
He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Ah,
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was less warm than she had been earlier, but she wasn't back to a normal temperature.
Are you sure you're all right?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean, warrior.
June
That's-
giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. She was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling better. Give her a friendly poke on the forehead.
All right, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right. I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great, let's go.
June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. They headed back to the exit, but on their way they found
Oh, it's...
Santa?
Santa was sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand, staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
Would you like Santa back, or should I continue being him? I'm fine with
You
either way.
can keep being him.
Okay. It's a photo. It's my sister. Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. The kid was as cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused, still not avoiding the puppy allegations.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Oh my god.
Santa glared at her.
Sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch?
Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Read the room, June.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was for Santa Claus.
Oh my god, you fucking dingbat.
The sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
We didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And that meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year.
Merry fucking Christmas, y'all.
On Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow. And the next morning, she'd come running into my room with this big smile. Oh, look, Santa left me a present. He got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad he got my letter. She was always so excited. I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in Northern Europe that doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter and stamp it and send it out. And then a few days later, it'd show up back in our mailbox marked address unknown. I'd open the letters.
Move.
I'd open the letters before she figured out they'd been sent back. Once I had the letter, I'd go around to a couple stores with some money I'd saved up for the year and buy her the stuff she'd asked for. It took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year.
Junpei was silent. He couldn't think of anything to say. June looked down, uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound or didn't care. Santa kept talking.
But one year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Instead, it said, I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time. That was it. Nothing else. But I couldn't make that wish come true. Some Santa I am.
Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei decided it was best to not ask Santa any more questions. But
What happened?
June glanced up at Santa quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort.
She died. And she was killed 9 years ago.
On this very night, in this very ship, woo! Her ghost is
Oh
haunting
my
us now.
god.
There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away.
So I have a brilliant idea.
What's your brilliant
Uh-huh.
idea?
So Santa lost his sister,
Mm-hmm.
and Clover lost her brother.
Oh my god.
So maybe
We could just make a
They
new
can
sibling
be-
pair?
just they can just be each other's sibling.
Mm-hmm. They,
Not a bad idea.
they could go to the club together. June
I
bit her
mean,
lip and
there's
looked
no
away.
replacement for losing a sibling. There's absolutely positively no replacement. I'm not saying replace his sister with Clover, or Clover should replace her brother with Snake. I'm just saying that
Wait.
the two of them understand what it's like to lose a sibling, and
Yeah.
maybe
They could be. Maybe they could be siblings. Okay,
Honestly-
I'm gonna fucking call down.
He can bring her a present.
Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
All right, we can keep going.
All right. Her face was pale.
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed up the stairs, taking him 2 at a time.
Why is he walking up the stairs like an asshole?
He showed a moment of
He's
vulnerability.
running away from this conversation.
Mhm.
He's fucking absconding.
Which is funny because he started this conversation too.
He did. He super did. He's like, I've had enough of this.
Junpei and June looked
Guy
at
who
each other.
like doesn't know how to initiate emotional connections, so just like dumps on you and then leaves.
Yep. There's nothing they could think to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving. Come on.
Santa's voice echoed across the room above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired. You're finally back. The door had shut,
Yeah, Santa had to
wasn't a cause for
fucking
concern.
trauma dump on us a little. Don't worry about it.
but yeah. Junpei solved the disc puzzle a second time. The door opened. Now, can we wedge something in this door? Please? So that
I doubt
we don't
it.
get locked? No? Okay, we don't have 7 with us, so we're not gonna do that? Okay. Pass through a metal door, 15 feet away. A new room stretched out before them.
Now, before we do another
Oh
escape
yeah, no, I
room-
think we're probably gonna call it here.
I need to go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But before we wrap up, I need to ask a couple questions at least. I will say
Yeah.
that we have gotten enough information that we can at least make one deduction that the characters haven't. I'm not saying that you should have, Mac. I'm just saying it's possible. So I'm curious if you have any theories or anything that sits weird with you
about anything.
about anything.
Oh. So yes. I am not necessarily sure that I can articulate. One, I'm not necessarily sure that I can articulate this theory in any way that will make sense at 10:15 at night. And 2, I don't know if I actually want to say this one on stream.
Absolutely, that's fair.
Not because I'm worried I'm going to look like Boo Boo. Because I don't give a shit. Obviously, I said that Ace was going to die.
I mean, Ace was in a state near death. Just a very deep
Ace
sleep.
just took a nap. But yeah, I've got I've got some thoughts.
Any changes in favorite character rankings or anything?
No. I apart from the aforementioned complete 180 on I love everyone in this bar.
Hell yeah.
They're all great. I am back to being extremely sus of June.
Yeah, I was going to ask, who do you think killed Snake, if you had to guess, and who do you think is Zero, if you had to guess, and are those two the same person?
No, they're not the same person. I don't think any of them are Zero. I think that there might be accomplices. Is it wishful thinking for me to say that I think Snake is dead? Yes, absolutely. But we did have Clover mention at one point that Snake does not have a real arm, and no mention was made of a fake arm.
That is true.
So I'm a little
In
sus
fact,
of that.
it might be worth going back and checking the description of the body. Because I remember having the same thought and having to go back and checking that description.
Yeah. The thing that stuck out for me was that they mentioned left arm, and I don't think Clover specified which arm was fake.
She did not.
Yeah.
She didn't? I
So
thought
I
she
was
did.
like,
No, she didn't.
No? Okay.
yeah, she didn't. And I was like, um, okay. So when we were like Snake's dead body, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
now how much of that is because if you don't go into the room with Clover, you don't get that information.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
still sus. June, I love her to bits and pieces. There is more than meets the eye. I
Mhm.
have been thinking this the whole time.
Yeah.
You
But
hate to
like
see
I
a sick
said,
girl.
yeah, like I said, I don't think any of them are necessarily zero. I don't know who killed Snake. But I think what I think is going on is I think that there are more people what know more information about what's happening than they are letting on.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is a safe assumption.
That makes sense.
It's a
Especially
very
just
safe
knowing the
assumption.
genre tropes, of course.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Is that like I'm familiar enough with the tropes of this genre to be like, yeah, there's some things that we're not being told. There are these characters are not so cut, but I don't know what's up with what. Something's going on with Seven. I think that Seven is umpire voice safe.
Mhm.
Even though amnesia is a convenient excuse,
Yeah.
I am choosing to take his word for it in this moment.
I mean, it's
Sometimes
kind of
amnesia
like
is just amnesia.
yeah, it's kind of like the laziest lie of just like, oh well, I don't remember who I was or why I'm here or anything.
Yeah, which is like if it comes back around and it goes, haha, I knew that. Necessarily disappointed, right? Like it's still a fun plot twist.
Yeah.
The double feint.
hmm
Surprise! It was me the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
I will say I was doing math to figure out who could possibly have opened that door.
Mm-hmm.
In order to, because it had to have been door 3, right?
Which means it would have to be,
so
if it was
I
two other people, it'd be a digital root of 1.
Yes. So I was doing some math. The way to get to 3 with 3 people is the other 2 people have to add up to 10. Which means your options in that case are
Clover and
you only
Akane.
have 2, actually. Which is Clover and June and Snake and or not Snake, Seven and Santa.
Interesting.
You only have 2 options.
Yeah.
So weird. Both of those are weird as fuck.
Yeah, both of those don't really make any sense. Like,
yeah. So
unless
I
like
mean,
Clover's
I
an
guess
incredible
you could-
actor or something.
I guess you could say it was 3 people, in which case it would have been you could say it was 3 people, in which case it would have had June, Santa, and Ace, which like explain to me the motivations for that one, my guy. I could probably do more math and figure that out, but I also think that 3 people is too many people.
Yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's the more people you have in on a secret, the more likely it is that someone is.
Especially if it was Jude, Santa, and Ace right now, then that is the 3 people we are with right now.
Yeah, literally.
And like, I feel like the vibes would be a little bit different here if all 3 of them had been collaborating.
Yeah,
to murder
because it
Snake.
has to add up to 10. Junpei is automatically excluded.
It's great. That is, like, there are some really clever bits of, like, math forcing the narrative and, like, forcing your deductions to rule things out that, like, trope-wise you would already rule out. Or, like, storytelling-wise you would already rule out.
Yeah. Like, now, that being said, the math ruling out Junpei
the map is the only thing that gives him protagonist
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
pull a switcheroo on us and have Junpei have been the problem the whole time. That's cool.
Uh-huh.
That's a fun plot twist.
Uh-huh. This is a good plot
But-
twist.
But I don't. The math makes it trickier. I'm not counting it out, but the math makes it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's. I think that's the extent of what I can think of right now.
Mhm.
Those are some great thoughts.
Those are some really
I
good
appreciate hearing
thoughts.
them.
And if
Yeah, I fucking
believe
love
we
games
are-
like this because I can just fucking.
I think we are 1 or 2 streams away from an ending. I think.
Yeah.
I'll have to check whether if this is one of the shorter
Yeah,
routes.
I was gonna
this'll
say.
be...
I mean, there's probably by the time we get out of this escape room, there will be 2 hours left.
Uh-huh. We will
So-
see, because this one might be one of the flowcharts that takes a little bit longer. Or this one, but I honestly do not remember. I remember there are some
Yeah,
that are
that's
shorter
fine.
and some that are longer.
Yeah, the fucking escape room time dilation. So
Uh-huh.
funny to me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus the conversational
so
time dilation.
funny. I was talking to Rachel and Runa about it, where I was like, we had that one conversation that lasted in game and in
Mhm.
universe. It took an hour.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck?
it really does go into like while the protagonist is thinking, like, all those thoughts are happening in real time and they're just standing there silently, and everyone else is just awkwardly standing and staring and waiting.
Yeah.
Like, if Elle and Light Yagami had a conversation where they actually had to spend all of the time in the conversation thinking all their thoughts, and you're just watching it from the outside, it's just like, so what would you like to do today? 5 minutes pass. Well, I could go for a spot of tea. Alright, well, we should sign off for the night. Thanks to everyone for coming out. We'll be back, as far as I know, same time, same place next week. Unless anyone has
I'm not going anywhere for Christmas, so I am good for next week.
Alright.
I'll probably be here.
Alright, I should be here, so yeah, we'll say next
Hell yeah.
week, Saturday, same time.
Awesome. Thanks
Thanks-
for coming, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for coming out,
Thanks for
folks.
coming out.
If you did miss some of the stream, the VOD will be up on YouTube at some point in the next week.
Yep.
It's at least worth watching the elevator conversation. If you want to
Jesus
see,
Christ, that elevator
if you want to see
conversation.
Jacqueline and really enjoy having a conversation with Mac. All right. With that, I'll say good night and good luck in your own nonary games.